If you owe in the IRS any back taxes, you may lose your passport. This came out in CNBC not too long ago. Actually, it's a couple of years ago, but we actually did a prior video on this, similar to this, but a lot of people missed that video, so I wanted to go over this with you. A lot of people wait too long to get a second passport and citizenship. We always like to go by the law, though. So, you know, we advise people to pay their taxes and get that done. But the key thing is that you've got a lot more leverage if you've got your ducks in a row as far as having a second passport. But you should never leave the country until you settle your issues. The key is this should be done as far as solving problems by paying your taxes, and not wait till you get a jumble like this. If you got a problem with this and you don't like paying taxes, you need to get out of the country you're in. If you're in the U.S., you're going to have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. There are ways you can mitigate the tax by either going to Puerto Rico. That helps. I wouldn't advise going to Puerto Rico now because they've applied for, they're trying to become a state of the U.S. If they do that, it's going to become very liberal. I think you're going to see the taxes go up dramatically there. I think you ought to, if you're trying to lower your taxes, I would qualify for the foreign earner income exclusion. If you're trying to really get your taxes down to zero with no limits, you need to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. What I would do is get outside the U.S. for a while before you actually do that. But if you got taxes due, folks, pay it. And then, you know, learn from your lessons. If you don't like high taxes, get to where you can go where you don't have high taxes, either territorial tax system or either a pure tax basin. You know, I like St. Kitts is a great place because it has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, and you can get the passport as quick as 45 days. And they got real good crypto laws. You don't have taxes on crypto taxes as far as St. Kitts goes. Now, if you're in a country like I said in the U.S. and you're still gonna have those taxes until you relinquish. If you're from a country like Austria or Germany or Australia that has high taxes, you're going to have to leave that country long enough to detax yourself and legally get around the tax on that before you can, to expect to get around any further taxes. Now, this article came out and basically it stated, you know, if you owe the IRS more than $52,000 in overdue taxes, you may not be able to get a new passport or renew your existing one. Or it might simply be revoked, whether you're home or abroad. And can you imagine being overseas and you're owing back taxes and you go to the airport and you can't get through anywhere because your passport's been revoked? The IRS has notified more than 400,000 taxpayers that their passports are at risk since this law came out. And we're actually having calls on people that are in this situation. Not they've had reports that they've actually had their passports revoked. So these are things you need to take seriously and get the problem solved. And if you don't like high taxes, do it legally, get outside the high tax country and do what's necessary, either relinquish or get outside that country long enough to where you can detax yourself legally, where you don't have any expectations of taxes from that country. Now, the IRS is finally ready to make good on threats to strip U.S. passports from Americans who owe more than $52,000 and overdue taxes. Now, the tax collector at the State Department, they're escalating enforcement of the Fixing America's Surface Transportation Act, also called FAST, F-A-S-T. Now, this law enables them to actually deny passport applications or revoke existing passports due to outstanding debts. Now, the enforcement effort, which began in February 2018 for debts of $51,000 and higher, has thus far covered applications for new or renewed passports. Also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, as quick as 45 days, do three things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit that notification bell next to that subscribe button. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And also, folks, if you're making at least $150,000 US dollars a year, and or you got a net worth at least 1 million US, and you want to legally get your taxes to zero, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and ask for some help. All right, now the higher threshold of $52,000 for 2019 reflects an annual adjustment for inflation. Although the IRS could not confirm this, Now, they went on to say that now that the IRS will actually begin referring unresolved cases to the State Department for potential revocation, IRS spokesman Cecilia Beretta told CNBC. Now, the State Department denies passport applications, revokes existing passports based on the information it receives from the IRS. The $52,000 must qualify as legally enforceable federal tax debt, including interest and penalties, according to the IRS. Now, the agency issued a press release earlier reminding delinquent taxpayers of the law's provisions. Now, they went on to say that our goal was to remind people that this program has been in operation, but additionally, that it is our intention to begin referring cases to the U.S. Department of State for passport revocation, Beretta said. Now, the government agency has notified more than 400,000 taxpayers that their passports are at risk since the program began, according to Beretta. Now, as a result of these notifications, the IRS receives 11.5 million as of the end of June 2018 from 220 individuals. About 1,400 more had pleaded or had entered into a payment agreement as of the date, according to a July 13, 2018 report by CNBC. Now, more recent figures were not available from the IRS. Taxpayers at risk of having their passports revoked will also receive a letter informing them of the impending referral to the State Department. They will receive the letter before the IRS refers a case for revocation, said Beretta. If there is a message here, it's that taxpayers who have a tax debt are encouraged to contact the IRS promptly and reserve their tax debt and avoid the possible revocation of their passport. Now, attorney Rez Refri, partner and global head of immigration at law firm of Withers Worldwide in New York, said that it's critical, especially given the 30-day window within the which debtors must respond. Our biggest concern, he stated, was as an international firm, is that an individual who is overseas will he could get hit with one of these letters, never see it, and have the passport canceled. He stated, and it can easily happen that a client returned to the U.S. finds out at the border that the passport's canceled and the only way to get back is to settle the debt. But that can take months, if not years, Jaffrey added. Meanwhile, your family's overseas. Jaffrey said that he expects the law to be challenged in court at some point. Now, these are some things that you have to look at. David McKeegan, a co-founder of Greenback Expat Tax Services, agreed in an interview with CNBC last year that these enforcements could have a very negative impact for expats. Now, most American citizens don't have a passport, but all expats do, he said at this time. So it could be impacting expats disproportionately, and expatriates who are working overseas likely have a visa or work permit in their passports. These visas or work permits will likely continue to be valid if a passport is not, according to McKeegan. You'll have to get this resolved, but it's unlikely you'll be thrown out of the country that you're in if you're an expat, McKeegan said. Not included in the enforcement action are taxpayers who are paying their debt through an IRS installment agreement, offers in compromise with the IRS, or settlement with the Justice Department, have requested a collection due process hearing about a levy, or have had the collection of the debt suspended because they requested innocent spouse relief. Now, other taxpayers who will not be affected include those that are in bankruptcy or victims of tax-related identity theft, have had hardships that have led to the IRS to deem the debt currently not collectible, reside in a federal disaster area, have put in a request to the IRS for installment agreement, are in the process of negotiating with the IRS to pay a lesser amount than what is owed, and who have had the IRS accept the adjustment they offered. Now, taxpayers serving in the military combat zone are also not affected. If you receive a notice or letter from the IRS in the mail, be sure to check it for mistakes or fraud. They went on to say that my first piece of advice would be, okay, you got the letter, now make sure it's accurate. McKeegan said, if it's not accurate, get on the phone with the IRS and explain why this is. For his part, Jaffrey at Withers has stated that while several clients have received legitimate notifications from the IRS, He has not yet seen evidence of fraud, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened because you have a ripe audience for it. Folks, this is something you really need to take care of if you got a problem with it, because if you get that passport revoked, it's a mess trying to get that thing back. Anyway, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit that top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll get back with you. We deal with over 100 citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And don't forget to hit that notification bell next to that subscribe button. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below, and I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.